So you should be pretty aware that the 6th generation Toyota 4Runner has been announced, but in the meantime, we still have the 2024 5th generation Toyota 4Runner. And I want to talk about what the cost to own breakdown would be, how much it would cost to actually own and maintain this vehicle, as well as what the packages and accessories are available for additional add-ons, and why that's important to discuss. And then I want to go over some of the standard features for the 4Runner and what it actually offers for the price, and ultimately decide if it's worth it or if you should wait until the 2025 comes out. Now, before I get into the numbers, I very quickly want to mention Feeling Pretty Good. They're an automotive lifestyle brand. They actually made the shirt that I'm wearing right now. They've made this in 2 other colors as well, and they have multiple different apparel and accessories that you can choose from. And if you use code HAVEN at checkout, you get an additional 10% off your entire order. It greatly helps the channel and helps me keep making these videos, so I do very much appreciate it, but I'll link them down in the description below if you want to check them out. But let's jump right into the cost breakdown. So for this, I do want to look at the TRD Pro, which is the top level trim of the 2024 Toyota 4Runner and seems to be the most popular. It has a starting price of $55,170. And for me personally, if I was building this for myself, I would add the running boards, which is an additional $345, and the blackout emblems, which is an additional $199. And we'll get to that in just a minute on why that is important to include, but you also have to add a delivery fee, which is an additional $1,395. And if you add an 8% sales tax, that's an additional $4,568.40 that you'd be adding in sales tax as well, which would then bring the total price to $61,673.40 total for the Toyota 4Runner TRD Pro. Now, to see what the cost to own breakdown would truly be, we need to go through and see what the monthly expenses would be. So if you were to finance this for 72 months with $0 down at an 8% APR, then your monthly payments would be about $1,081.33 a month on average. And in those 6 years of those financing terms, you would pay a total of $16,182.69 in interest. But like I said, for the true cost of ownership, we have to go over the whole monthly expenses, so we'd have to include other things such as car insurance, which for the 4Runner TRD Pro would be about $1,847 a year, which is about $153.92 a month on average. However, you have to keep in mind that those numbers are going to fluctuate depending on your age, the state that you live in, your driving history, and a bunch of other factors. So just make sure you keep in mind that those numbers are going to change depending on your personal situation. And in terms of your gas costs, if you consider that the average person drives about 1,200 miles per month or about 15,000 miles per year, plus the average current cost of gas today, then you'd be looking at about $246.78 a month for your average gas cost. We would also need to factor in maintenance, which of course you have your Toyota Care for the first 2 years, but just to give you an idea, outside of Toyota Care, you'd be looking at about $514 a year, which is about $42.83 a month for your average maintenance cost. So now you need to add all those monthly expenses together, which means that you would be paying about $1,524.86 a month on average for the Toyota 4Runner TRD Pro. And let's say that you wanted to keep that at a comfortable 15% of your average annual income, then that means that you would need to be making about $121,988.80 annually in order to keep it in that comfortable 15% range of your average annual income. Now, just to put that in perspective for you, if you paid that same monthly expense every single month for the entire 72 months that you're financing, then you'd pay a total of $109,789.92 total over those 6 years of your financing terms for the 2024 Toyota 4Runner TRD Pro. Now, the reason that I add the packages and accessories is because it's not likely that you probably want to purchase it without any upgrades or packages or add-ons or anything. For example, like I said, the running boards or the Predator Tube step rails, which is an additional $665, or the door edge guards, which is an additional $79, the paint protection film, which for the front bumper is an additional $485, and for the hood, mirrors, fender, and door cups is an additional $439, or for even the basics like I chose, the black emblem overlays, which is an additional $199. But on top of you wanting some of these packages and upgrades, if you go to a dealership and purchase it from them directly, it's probably not likely that you'll find one that doesn't already have these packages or accessories to some degree already included and marked up in the price. So it's just something to keep in mind and be very aware of, that when you see that $55,170 MSRP, it's not likely that you're actually going to end up with that price. Of course, after dealer fees and markups and taxes and tags and title fees, registration fees, all of that, but even down to the actual accessories and packages that are added on before it even gets to the dealership. And just to give you an example, I recently spent some time driving a Toyota 4Runner TRD Off-Road Premium, which is one step below the TRD Pro. And this one already had a few different accessory upgrades that were already on the vehicle, such as the moonroof, which was an additional $630, It had the all-weather floor liners instead of the TRD off-road floor liners, and that was an additional $169. It also had the Predator tube step rails, which is an additional $665. Now, like I said, if you were to purchase this, it already came with those already included, so you didn't have the option to not get those as a part of the vehicle, which means that those add-ons and those markups were already put into the price. Now, for me personally, if I was purchasing this off-road premium from the lot, I actually do prefer these add-ons, and there's probably a couple more that I would want added on as well. But if you aren't looking for those to be added on, it's definitely something to be aware of, just for whenever you are going to a dealership and looking at different vehicles that are available. But with that being said, let's look at what features are actually standard on the 2024 Toyota 4Runner TRD Pro that you're actually paying that base price for before you actually get to the markups for the packages and add-ons. So first of all, the 2024 TRD Pro does have 4 exterior color options that you can choose from, and those are all included in the price, which isn't always the case. A lot of times you see a few colors that are available included in the price, and the rest of them are available at a variety of different price markups. But for this one in particular, that's not the case. All 4 of them are included in the price, so you don't have to worry about any markups there for this one. It also has a 4-liter V6 engine with part-time 4-wheel drive, LED headlights and fog lights, as well as the TRD skid plate, and 17-inch matte black alloy wheels with the all-terrain tires, heated power outside mirrors, the TRD roof rack, as well as the Toyota across the front grille, and the black TRD Pro external badges. It also has the famous power rear tailgate window, a heated leather trim steering wheel, as well as push to start, a backup camera, a multi-terrain monitor, and these Softex trimmed heated front seats with the TRD red stitching on the headrests. It also has 2 12-volt outlets, 3 USB ports, the TRD shift knob, and the TRD all-weather floor liners. And it also has an 8-inch touchscreen display in the center, as well as 15 JBL speakers, and all of that is standard in the price and included in that $55,170. But with all of that being said, it does leave the question, is the 2024 Toyota 4Runner TRD Pro worth the price that it is? And is it a better choice than waiting for the 2025 6th generation to come out? I've also spent some time with an older model 5th generation TRD Pro, and personally, I really like these. I think that the 5th generation is a very fun vehicle to drive. I think it's a great choice if you prefer the 5th generation over the 6th generation. Now, of course, I haven't yet gotten the chance to try the 6th generation. I am looking forward to it. I personally like the way it looks a lot, but the 5th generation is a very good choice in my opinion, but I definitely want to know what you guys think. Let me know down in the comments below what you think is a better choice in terms of the 5th generation or the 6th generation, and if you think it's better to wait for the 6th generation, or if the 2024 5th generation Toyota 4Runner TRD Pro is a better choice overall. Like I said, I will link Feeling Pretty Good down in the description below if you want to check out these shirts or any of their other products. And don't forget to use code HAVEN for that 10% off. It does very much help the channel, so I greatly appreciate it. And like and subscribe, and let me know what you want to see next.